Hey GitFax friends, I love these Casio CT series keyboards from sometime in the 90s. Keep an eye out for these dinosaur looking green triangles that point opposite directions like that. If you see those, it's well worth grabbing the keyboard because it is more than just a keyboard. These are real synthesizers. On top of that, some of the organ sounds are really quite exceptional. It has the usual set of about 100 sounds and about 50 beats, things like that, but I want to take you straight to where the magic happens, right here. These 4 parameters will do great things to your sound. It starts you off with a basic piano sound, of course, as all keyboards do. And I'll give it a bit more volume. Not a bad piano sound in its own right. Now, I am going to give you a direct recording of what this keyboard sounds like a little bit later on, but for now, I just want to show you what the synth part of it can do, because it's quite interesting. It's best to start off with the delay section. More presses will give you slight increments. And it sounds like a normal delay effect, but when you play it, it doesn't really feel like one. Because depending how long you hold the key down, sometimes it delays and sometimes it doesn't. And that might sound like it's confusing and a bit of a problem, but it's not. It does really good things to your sound. And of course, the longer you hold it, the longer that delay gets. Sorry about that playing, let's try that again. It's really quite weird. Let's pull that delay back a little bit. Okay, and now we'll change the attack. This one generally takes a longer press before you start to see the results. So it's a pretty strange and eerie kind of sound. And that's with my mediocre playing too. Release is of course exactly what you'd think it is, and if we increase that, we'll get a nice long decay that seems to last for ages, and it goes longer than that too. Now, detune is a pretty intense effect, so I've left that one till last. Let's leave our other effects where they are, and we'll just play, I don't know, an A minor, and detune it. Alright, so it's all pretty weird, and that's just from the default piano sound. 4 parameters, 1 simple sound, and we've got all kinds of interesting tones already. And of course we can go back completely the other way too. Give it a really fast attack. Really reduce that release. And I've still got that delay on. So hear the way that delay chops off. Again, some interesting results from that. Bear in mind that this keyboard has MIDI as well, so if you run some ultra fast arpeggios or something into that, who knows what strange things could happen as you adjust these controls and let that MIDI information pour in. So there you have it, the tone editor. It is really cool. Over at the tone section, and this is beautifully simple in its design, I love this, the tones are in categories, 0 through to 9. Say we go to the saxophone category, you'll notice a 4 comes up on your screen, so that's your category number. Then we press Tone Bank, and you can choose any of the 0 to 9 sounds for the category. So it's a very quick way to access tones. And then of course you've only got to skip over here to do all your editing. It won't actually save any settings that you make yourself, but it's so quick to find them again that I don't really see that as a problem. So 47 is some sort of saxophone sound. Sounds like listening to an old Air album or something like that. It's a really nice sound, and in this category we can just quickly audition all the other sounds. Interesting, that one I have to edit. Let's try a really fast attack. And a fast release as well. We'll delay it a little bit. And even with all my wrong notes, that's sounding pretty cool. And just going back to our piano sounds, we have to press tone bank to get to the main categories. 0 is the piano section. Let's run through some of those. Sorry guys, the piano playing's really off today. I don't know what's wrong with me, but there's that nice glistening sound that we had before. There's a lot there if you like your pop ballads. This one sounds like a doorbell. Piano and strings together. But my favourite section, like I said, is the organ section. It starts off with Jazz Organ 1. So working backwards through our tone bank now. So some really nice coarse organs there, some smooth ones, some more churchy ones. And I tell you, messing around with attack and decay with those and a little bit of detune adds a whole new scope and spectrum to the organ section. Well worth experimenting with. Can't resist it, I have to mess with that one too. I want to give it a nice fast attack. And maybe some delay. Again, very strange dynamics. A quick touch like this will give us a bit of sustain, and if I hold it down, it gives us the delay. So it mixes those dynamic responses in a strange way that I've never seen on any other keyboard, just the CT series. The accompaniment section is only really good for its comic value, I suppose. Percussion synthesis has come an awfully long way since the 90s, and this looks like a bit of a joke, but sometimes a joke is exactly what you want in your music. And rhythms sound a little bit like this. See those very stunted sort of percussion sounds. I'll turn up the accompaniment volume a little bit, and the main volume, and the rhythm volume is separate also. So it's nice to have a little mixer there between your main voice and the two components that make up your accompaniment. Let's switch the Casio chord on here, and you'll see our orchestration buttons light up. You can mix out and in each of the 3 sections that make up the whole accompaniment. So let's see what this one sounds like. Let's switch to something a little bit more interesting. Shall we try the hip-hop rhythm? Section 3, and the number is 5. This time I'm going to switch on the synchro start, and we'll start on A minor. Let's reduce that tempo. Okay, so it takes a little while to get the hang of. Personally, I've never been particularly comfortable with auto arrangements like that, but you might enjoy playing along with that kind of backing. And of course, if you're a little more advanced, you might find a lot of those components are very good for sampling. I mean, for example, let's turn the rhythm down and just get some of these bass sounds. So bass and horns are mixing together, but those are strong 90s sounds. You probably noticed the interplay thing up here. They are exactly what they say they are. Switch on auto harmonize. So individual keys giving us chords. And echo line. How weird is that? So basically it's making up a melody after what we've played. You can only play solo music like what I've just played if you turn accompaniment right down and rhythm volume right down, because they are actually playing in the background. And the idea is that with the rhythm going and the accompaniment going, everything that you play will fit really nicely. Let's see if that theory turns out to be true. No, it just sounds really random. But you know, the dated sounds are part of the charm with the CT-655. And again, most important, remember the tone editor. Anything that you get on top of the tone editor is just a bonus with this keyboard. On the back, the MIDI in and out sockets. Also a sustain pedal socket, which would be very handy, headphones, and power supply. And we're plugged into power right now, but you do have the option to run it on 6 D-size batteries as well. Okay, those are the main features of the Casio CT-655. I don't think I've missed anything major there, but this is what we came for, and I am now going to show you a directly recorded selection of some of the sounds that this great tone editor can give us. Thanks for watching my demo, guys. I'll see you next time on Gear Facts.